Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate and today I will be teaching you how to paint these easy watercolor northern lights. Let's get started. To start this painting, all we have to do is draw in our mountains first to give us a guideline of where our horizon line is and where our sky is. So we are just going to draw a curved line starting about a third of the way up from the bottom of the page, down but not completely off your paper. And then we're going to come up to about just a little bit down from the top, and we're going to make our second kind of curved mountain shape. And then we're going to add one more right here at the bottom. So starting about an inch away from the edge of your paper, kind of just draw up a curved line. And then I'm going to take my eraser and I'm just going to erase this just a little bit, just 'cause I don't want it to go behind this mountain. And if my sketch is hard to see, I will have a still picture of this over on my blog, so you can head over there. I'll have a link in the description box below. Alright, now we can grab our round brush and we can start painting. The key I have found to doing the northern lights is having your paint colors ready ahead of time. So I have already mixed up a lot of a light bluish green mixture and a lot of a dark blue mixture. Having these already prepared to go is going to save you a lot of time in letting them blend together on your page. So even though I already have those colors off to the side ready to go, I'm going to take my flat brush and I'm going to fill in my entire sky area with some clean water. Just a nice even gloss. And I want it to be pretty generous. I don't want it to ever pool, but I want it to be wet enough to where I'm not going to be worried about it drying as I go. And again, that's another very important step with this painting. I recommend starting on a smaller size canvas rather than a really large piece, just so that you can kind of get used to this. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take that blue mixture and we are going to create a curved line going up. I'm just going to blend that out so it's nice and light. And then I'm going to do it again. I'm going to skip and leave some white space. I'm going to bring that up and over. Kind of take some pigment off my brush, blend it out into the water. Into the water on the page. Okay, and then once again, I'm going to do that again, right by my mountain. Bring that up. Take some pigment off my brush and blend that out. Alright, and then while this is wet, I'm going to go into my dark blue paint mixture and I'm going to fill in the in-between areas. I want this paint mixture to be pretty dark, so you're going to see me continuously adding some dark blue paint. And my goal is just to work quickly while everything is still wet, so it has a nice, clean, pretty bleed into each other. And just following the color that I already laid down. Making that area down at the bottom by my mountain just a little bit thinner. I'm going to add a little bit more pigment to into my paint mixture. A little bit up here. I'm going to add a lot more, especially at the top. All right. And then I just noticed I missed a tiny little spot right here at the base, but I'm not going to be too worried about wet on wet because I want to make sure that this is going to not seep into my mountains. Just very carefully follow along my mountain line. Then up and out off the page. So I'm going to take a clean dry brush, clean up that water, that bleed that was happening right there. Add just a little bit more of that greenish blue paint. And then with that small brush that I grabbed, I'm just going to tap that in right there along the horizon line. All right, and there is our first step. We're going to let this dry, then we're going to come back into our mountains. Now what we're going to do is add some gray paint to our mountains. We're not going to add a lot of detail to our mountains because we really want to keep our sky the focus. So our farthest away mountain, we've already sketched out, and I have taken some Payne's Gray and a little bit of my Chinese white, and I'm just going to fill in that mountain layer with that gray paint mixture. And what we're going to do with each mountain, they are just going to keep getting darker as they come more into focus. So it's these steps are so easy. All you have to do is fill in those sketches that we made like it was a coloring page. And just like that, we have our first mountain. All right, we're going to let this completely dry, and then we're going to come back in, do our second mountain, and then we'll let that one dry and do our third. Now all I did was add a little bit more Payne's Gray to my gray paint mixture to make it just one shade darker, and I'm just going to fill in that second sketched out area. I love the way that adding white watercolor paint to my Payne's Gray really gave it this opaque, stone-like look to it, and I really like how it's looking on my mountains. I'm going to add a little bit more Payne's Gray to that color. And then I'm going to do that just to the bottom. Because with mountains, they are darker more toward the bottom than they are to the top. I just want to give it a little bit more depth. So I'm just going to take some clean water and blend that down into the dark paint. Just like that. All right, and then again, we're going to let this layer dry and we'll come back in with our last mountain. And then for our last mountain, we are just going to go straight into our Payne's Gray Paint and fill in this mountain. Like that. I'm going to take a little bit off the top with my dry brush. Just again to add some texture and depth. All right, and then we're going to let this mountain dry, and then we're going to splatter snow over the entire painting. To finish off this painting, load up your round brush with a lot of white paint and then just splatter that white paint over the entire painting. And then I'm going to dab off the white dots that are over my mountain. And there you have your watercolor Northern Lights landscape. Hey everyone, thanks for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, please subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up. If you'd like any extra detail on this painting, like the supplies that I used or the paint colors that I used, head over to my blog, Reflecting Creation. I'll have a link in the description box below. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.